Topping today's news, police investigating a murder that took place in the Golden Gates area on Thursday night. A weekend rape suspect from Exuma faces the magistrate today. April to be celebrated as Child Awareness Month, and the crawfish season comes to a close. Bahamas, I'm Jcn. This is your Jcn Evening News. It's a pleasure to have you join us. As we wrap up the first quarter of the year, the country's murder count continues to climb as police launched investigations into an overnight killing. A male believed to be in his mid-20s was gunned down on St. Bart's Road off Carmichael Road late Thursday night. Shot multiple times about the body. Police Press Liaison Officer Chief Superintendent Kristen Skippings gave these details to reporters on the scene last night.
Sometime around 9:30 p.m., police were alerted via its shot spotter technology of gunshots being discharged on St. Bart's Road, which is located in the Golden Gates community. Officers responded, and the information revealed suggests that a male was operating a moped west along St. Bart's Road when the occupants of a small dark-colored vehicle pulled alongside him, fired gunshots at him, striking him multiple times to the body. EMS responded and discovered that there were no vital signs of life.
As police have taken a no-tolerance approach to crime, Chief Superintendent Skippings is warning that they will take drastic measures to protect the public. She makes this appeal to residents.
Hence, we are commencing an investigation into this latest homicide, and we are appealing to members of the community, especially those persons who reside in this area, persons who may have been traversing the Carmichael Road area, who may have seen a small dark-colored vehicle leave this area at a high rate of speed. We are asking you to kindly reach out to the officers of the Criminal Investigations Department so that they can bring this matter to a close within a relatively short period of time.
Officer in charge of the Southern Division, Chief Superintendent Mark Barrett, highlighting initiatives he and his officers have placed in their community.
What I want to say to us this evening is that the police at the Carmichael Road Police Station, Southwestern Division, we have in place a number of initiatives to counteract incidents such as this. One of the initiatives that we have ongoing right now.
Chief Superintendent Barrett goes on to encourage law-abiding citizens to partner with the police to resolve all matters in a timely fashion. Investigations, meanwhile, into this latest shooting continues. In other crime news, criminal investigators have also launched probes into two shooting incidents, one here in the capital and the other on Grand Bahama. A 19-year-old male resident of Finlayson Street is in hospital nursing an injury to the leg after he discovered he was shot. Police say sometime around 9:15 p.m. last night, the victim was standing in front of a relative's home in the area of Augusta Street, which is in Baintown, when he heard a loud noise and immediately felt a burning sensation in his thigh. That is when he realized that he had been shot by someone unknown to him. As a result, the victim was transported to the Princess Margaret Hospital via a private vehicle. Meantime, on Grand Bahama, an adult male of Westchester Circle, Freeport, contacted police shortly after 2 a.m. and reported that while on the inside of his residence, he heard several gunshots. Upon making further checks, he discovered that someone shot at his residence, causing damage to the building. There were no injuries reported. Investigations continue into both of these shooting matters. In news from the courts, a 19-year-old male appeared before the magistrate this morning charged with one count of rape. Prosecutors allege that while in Exuma, Richard Sears did have sexual intercourse with a 19-year-old female without her consent. Sears, while standing before Magistrate Algernon Allen Jr., was not required to enter a plea as the charges is an indictable offense. Particulars are that shortly after 4:30 a.m. last Saturday, the victim was at a nightclub in the area of Airport Road on Exuma when she caught a ride home with a man known to her. It was during the commute, police say the man diverted and took the victim to a remote location where he allegedly sexually assaulted her and then pushed her from the vehicle, leaving her there stranded. Sears was remanded to the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services, and when this matter returns to court on July 4th, he will be read a voluntary bill of indictment. Again, police statistics reveal that there were 55 rapes reported in 2022, which was an increase of 15% over 2021. In recent weeks, a number of women have been sexually assaulted, which has been a cause for concern by the Minister of National Security, Mr. Wayne Monroe. In recognition of Child Protection Month, the Ministry of Social Services and the Urban Development Unit, they've held a press conference that was on Thursday to announce the calendar of events for Child Protection Month, which is scheduled for the full month of April. In helping to highlight child awareness, students from the various schools led the way. Young Master Chase Bethel from A.F. Adley Junior High School welcomed all to join the fight in protecting the children of the Bahamas.
I am here to welcome each and everyone who wanted me to join the fight to end child abuse. I welcome you to be a part of the driving force that will continuously protect our children. I welcome you to look outside your house and look out for your neighbor's children. I welcome you to observe children on the street as you drive from worshiping at church. I welcome you to say a prayer for our children of this blessed nation. While you're at the grocery store, I welcome you to remember those children that are less fortunate than others. It is time to protect us, the children, the future of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. Our nation depends on you. Child abuse ends today as we are. One nation uniting to protect our children.
Nala Simonet, a student of Queens College and an activist in her own right, gave the keynote address in which she said it is her hope that everyone will join together to end violence against children.
April is the National Month of Hope. So, it is truly my hope as an 11-year-old girl who wants to have a bright and promising future, that everyone will join together to end violence and child abuse. I hope that when adults need help, they will ask for it and not take it out on those who are vulnerable and look to them for love and care. I hope that children who are in danger or being abused will have the ability to speak up and get the help they need. I hope and pray that everyone will live the theme and unite as one to protect all children. And in the final lines of the verse from Whitney Houston, give us a sense of pride to make it easier. Let our laughter remind you how you used to be. There is no excuse for abuse. Please end the violence today.
The month of activities will take place throughout the country and will include a special church service on April 5th, a fun day at the Ranfley Home for Children on April 12th, and a review of the Child Protection Act on April 19th. In May of 2021, the Minister Administration launched the Freedom of Information Office. In November of 2021, Freedom of Information Commissioner Keith Thompson suggested it would take another 12 to 18 months to get the office up and running. While appearing as a guest on a recent economic roundtable hosted by Organization for Responsible Governance, Minister of Economic Affairs Senator Michael Halkitis suggested that a little more patience is needed as the necessary steps are being taken to get the Freedom of Information Office opened for the public's use.
I think the Information Commissioner was in the press recently speaking about the fact that he's training, 10 departments. It's a process. You had the legislation, the employment of the commissioner and his support staff, and the training and putting in place the bureaucracy that will support it. So it's an ongoing process. I think it's safe to say both administrations, all recent administrations support it. And, the questioner should see more rollout as time goes on.
The goal is to use 10 government departments in a pilot program to iron out any kinks in the system before taking the Freedom of Information Office program national. Jamaican consultant Ayala Livingston, who is considered to be an anti-corruption information disclosure specialist, is also assisting with the opening. Meanwhile, Kwesi Thompson, Shadow Minister of Finance, who was also a guest at the Economic Roundtable, says the opposition FNM would like the government to be more clear as to when the public can expect the Freedom of Information Office to officially open.
Agreed. I think both administrations had agreed to it. I know the FNM, I believe, had put in and actually implemented the whistleblowing portion of the Freedom of Information. We would like to see a specific timeline for the implementation of it. I know that the question was asked in Parliament the other day, and the government wasn't able to give a timeline, but I think we would like to see a timeline in terms of moving forward. But yes, we both agree that we must put that Freedom of Information Act. It is essential.
Both Mr. Halkitis and Mr. Thompson were responding to the question if the country can move forward without the proper implementation of the Freedom of Information and Whistleblowers Act. And finally, in this segment, following the blaze in Bimini this past Sunday that destroyed 4 homes and left 11 family members homeless, the Miss Bahamas Teen Organization is helping to provide some relief efforts to those families, and they're encouraging the public to donate as well. Press Secretary in the Office of the Prime Minister, Clint Watson, says the organization will be hosting their pageant preliminaries on Bimini, and Biminites are in for a special treat.
Is partnering with a local organization. The Miss Teen Bahamas organization will be having their preliminaries in Bimini this year, actually, on the 12th of April. And so as a result, they've turned that event into a free event for Biminites. And they're also collecting here from the capital any items that people want to donate from stores, toiletries, clothing items, personal hygiene items. You can drop them off either here at the Office of the Prime Minister all next week, or at Divas Inc., which is located on Bay Street.
All of the items donated will be delivered and distributed to the families during the pageant preliminaries. The last day to drop off items at the Office of the Prime Minister or at Divas Inc. on West Bay Street is on Friday, April 8th. We'll take a break here. We'll be right back after these commercials.